Hello, it's Joy Olson of Blockbuster Fundraising, and this week we're taking the time to really look at our lapsed donor file, and we are coming up with a plan to get our lapsed donors back. We miss them, we want them, we can't do it without their help. So yesterday we talked about our private conversations, our private meetings with the donors to rebuild that relationship. Now let's take a look at fundraising letters that we can write that will help us win back lapsed donors. Okay, now this particular group of tips I found from a few years ago, but I still think they're the best of the best, and they're from Network for Good, and I happen to think that Network for Good just couldn't be more wonderful. So they talk about lapsed donors, and of course they tell us that lapsed donors are donors who have not donated within the last 2 years or 3 years, and donors who have not sent you a gift in over 3 years are not lapsed. They're former donors. But our lapsed donors, and many of us go from 18 months, they're really valuable. They're not strangers. They've supported us before, and they believe in our mission enough that they've sent us gifts. So, how are we going to write to them? Well, here are some tips that will be especially dedicated to recovering those lapsed donors, because that's its aim. Okay, ready? 1, you are going to write to one person. You will likely not know why each donor has lapsed unless you've called them. And donors that stop giving, they stop giving for a number of reasons. Some forget, some lose interest, some are distracted with their arrival of children or grandchildren, and others decide they don't like your new executive director. Each donor is an individual, and the way to win each one back is to send a warm, sincere, personal letter from your heart to theirs. Number 2, say, "We miss you." What you are trying to communicate in your letter is that you miss your donor more than their donations, which should always be true. You have lost a supporter first and a source of support second. So write your letter in such a way that you show concern for the person, and here are some ideas for that. "We've not heard from you since March of 2015. We miss you. We're counting on your renewed support." We miss you. We miss your moral support, and we miss your financial support. "We sure have missed hearing from you these last few years." 3, invite the donor to come back. Provide a tangible way for the donor to renew support. Ask for a gift toward a particular project that they've loved in the past. Offer a free subscription to a newsletter. Do something to help them take action. Okay, 4, customize your appeal. Whenever possible, customize your letter, your lapsed letter, to the unique circumstances of each lapsed donor. For example, if you know from your database that a donor only sent a gift once a year at Christmas, mention that in your letter. Or if another donor supported only a particular area of your work, mention that. You want to appeal, your letter wants to appeal to the interest of your donors, because if it doesn't appeal to their interest, how are you going to get them back? Alrighty, you want an example of that? Alright, Network for Good has one for you. Here goes. "The last time we heard from you, you had generously responded to the humanitarian crisis in Honduras. You sent us a gift that helped us meet the immediate needs of that emergency. Today, I'm writing to you because I think you can help us overcome another crisis." Good, huh? All right. Tip number 5 for our lapsed donor letter. Match your language to the length of the lapse. Got that? Statistically speaking, the longer you had to wait for a gift, the less likely you are to receive one. That means certainly you should segment your database into groups of 12, 24, and 36-month lapsed donors. All right? And you send each group a slightly different letter. To a donor who's not given in a year, for example, you say, hey, we miss you. And guess what? As we pointed out yesterday, some of those donors don't consider themselves lapsed. They don't understand your protocols, your parameters, the words you use. They still think of themselves as a loyal donor that is yet to write the check for one reason or another. So you want to be very careful and take really good time. And I would say any donor that's only been lapsed less than 18 months is a pretty good donor. Call them. Call them first. Call them before the letter. All right. Well, so to the donor who has not sent a gift in 3 years, you can say, you've supported us in the past. Your gifts made a difference. I urge you to renew your commitment by sending a gift today. The idea is to be casual with the new lapsed donors and progressively more vigorous with donors who have not given in 2 or more years. So you hear a vigorous dog in the background. I'm going to take a quick break. Okay, for the letter to the people that have been lapsed over 12 months, your financial support made a difference when you give the last year. Your gift at the end of this year will have a positive impact on the people, which in turn will lead to better health, hope, and confidence for humanity. Now, if they've been lapsed for over 24 months, Network for Good suggests this, like this. Your financial support in recent years was a great help to us. Now I'd like you to renew your support by joining me and the volunteers at, and you tell them what you want to do. Okay, so let's now look at those people that have been over 36 months. That's a long time. We have not heard from you for quite some time, and yet your past support has made a difference for populations in danger. I think that you can help us overcome this crisis. So, these give you some idea on how to structure your letter to different segments, whether it's a shorter 12 to 18 months, 2 years, or 3 years. And just remember this, let's go back to the fact that if it's 12 months or less, try to take time, make time to make a telephone call. Find out what they're thinking, because really your lapsed donors, I mean, they're important to get back. They've made a gift. They know who you are. You've moved them before. Your mission has moved them to a support level. Don't let them get away. Don't be lazy. Get out there and visit with them. Make those calls. All right. So, 6, Network for Good says that you must tailor your ask, because some of your lapsed donors will have given once and never again. Others will have given faithfully each month for years. You hate to lose them. Each donor demands a different letter. The more faithful your donor has been, the more that donor requires a personalized letter with a personalized ask amount, and I think a call. Don't ask a one-time donor and a 10-year supporter for the same amount, treating each one the same way. You could ask the one-time donor for a gift that's the same size as their last one. And you could ask the long-time supporter for a gift that's the same size as their smallest one, or their average gift over time, or their last ones, and so on. In other words, take the time to segment and then take the time to think through each letter that goes to your different segmentation. All right? 7, win back their hearts and minds. Lapsed donors need to be persuaded again to support you in your mission. You need to restate your case for support and address any reasons you know that the donors have stopped their support. The 2 very most important things to say in your lapsed donor letter is that you miss the donor and that their support made a big difference in the lives of the people or pets that your organization serves. A carefully crafted appeal that lets donors know they are important, appreciated, and missed almost always produces a net income. So how about that? Isn't that wonderful? Thank you, Network for Good, for those great ideas and examples. And thank you for having been here this afternoon. I'm Joy Olson of Blockbuster Fundraising, trying to bring you all the best fundraising tips that are out there in one place. You can come to us and find out how to do it a little bit different, the latest ideas, a little bit better. It's all here for you at joyolsongroup.com, blockbusterfundraising.com, and our YouTube Blockbuster Fundraising channel, where we have over 100 free fundraising video tips for you. All right, thank you for having been here today, and we'll see you again soon. And here's to getting back all those lapsed donors. We're rooting for you. Bye-bye.